Hi, what's up? Khushboo, been a long time. What's going, what's happening, what stint are you doing right now?
I'm doing my brand stint with Lakme team actually, working on the BD team, working on a new gifting pack that we're trying to do with it. What's up with you, Nandini?
Been great, thank you. Currently, I'm working with the global B&W team, planning to travel next month, and I'm also working on org efficiency. So, 2 stints currently going on for me. You tell me, Kushagra, what about you?
I am doing my rural stint right now. So I am living in this village called Mandur, which is 9 hours from Bombay. It's close to Kolhapur. It's a very small 2,500 to 3,000 people village. And as part of the rural stint, I'm living there, I'm eating food there. So yeah, it's a very different life that I'm living right now, but it's very good. It's very interesting because like you immerse yourself in the rural life. Plus you're doing like a CSR project for the village. I think it's quite nice.
But she's off to London next week. How do you feel about it?
For the audience, let's introduce ourselves. Let's give a brief snapshot about what we are, whatever we are doing.
Okay, so hi everyone, my name is Khushboo Rao. I've done my engineering from Jaipur. After that, I worked with ZS Associates in consulting for 1 year. I've done my MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, post which I interned with Unilever, got a PPO, and now I'm working here as a UFLP management trainee. I'm in my first year of training, and I'm in the domain sales and marketing.
Hi everyone, I'm Kushagra Agarwal. I'm part of the sales and marketing team here at HUL, and I'm currently undergoing the Unilever's Future Leaders program. Before this, I did my MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, and right after IIM Ahmedabad, I've joined HUL. Before MBA, I read law from National Law University, Jodhpur. Thereafter, I practiced law for 3 years in different courts in Bombay and Delhi. After a couple of years in the legal stream, I decided to switch careers, and I chose to do an MBA, and now that I'm here in the sales and marketing team.
Hello everybody, I'm Nandini Sharma. I completed my engineering in the year 2020. I'm an IT engineer, post which I worked for 2 years with Larsen Toubro Infotech as a software developer. Post which I went on to do my MBA from Accelerate Jamshedpur. I've specialized in human resources, and currently, like Khushboo and Kushagra, I'm a UFLP management trainee at HUL in the HR function.
Yeah, so since all of us have had very different journeys and we've transitioned into sales and marketing or HR at a later stage, would you like to take us through the journey? How did that happen for you?
Sure, definitely. So I think while I was doing my engineering, I was very clear that I want to get into leadership roles and broaden my horizons just from being a technical person to being more strategic. I think that is what interested me, and which is why MBA was always on the cards. But what was not on cards was HR for me, obviously, and it was not an obvious choice. I think I picked the best option that was at my disposal at that point in time, because I had lost 2 years in COVID, and then I think post 2 years of work experience, I thought it was high time that I get into MBA now. So that was the journey. What brought me here, I think, was I applied to Foundation School. The moment I got to know that I'm getting admitted into Excel and the applications were open, and I think it's been a straight journey since then. Foundation School to ULIP, ULIP to UFLP. So I think that's primarily how I landed here. Khushboo?
Yeah. Mine, I've also done engineering, but management was not always on the cards for me. It just happened. So when I was in engineering, I realized I wasn't really interested in coding and software development that everyone was doing. And I was from mechanical, so that wasn't a problem either. And we had a few courses on, industrial management and operations and all of that. So that is something that intrigued me, and I thought this is something that I could do. I still remember at that point, I researched about colleges, and NEET, which is IIM Mumbai now, came up, that it was a good institution. So I thought I could, get into CAT, but then during my final year, ZS happened. So I joined there, but I was still interested in doing management and doing something else. And marketing was a very intuitive thing. I never got to do it unless I joined HUL, but I always thought that is something I could be good at. So when I wrote my CAT and I finally came to IIM Ahmedabad, marketing, general management, these were the things that I was open to exploring, because operations and consulting was something that I had already done. And things worked out one after the other. Foundation School happened, ULIP happened, I got a PPO, and now I'm here.
Interesting. So about my journey obviously is a little different. I graduated from law school in 2019. After that, I practiced law for 3 years, first in Bombay and then in Delhi. Overall, it was a great journey, and I was enjoying law. It was a very mentally rewarding and challenging space to be in. But there were a few things that were missing which kind of pushed me to explore other career opportunities, and business and management came as the first choice. So first, I wasn't a big fan of the client servicing model of operation, right, which is very prevalent in a legal setup. And second, even though the work was very good and interesting, there were some things which were missing, which I found a little more exciting at that stage. Things like, the idea of being responsible for X brand in all of India, or managing an X number of people, or being a leader, being responsible for sales of a particular thing in a huge territory. I think these ideas sort of excited me a little more. Plus, this may sound a little naive, but like being the CEO of a big business setup excited me more than being a big successful lawyer eventually. So I think because of these things, I decided to explore business and management as a career option. And then foundation school happened, got a very good insight into marketing and what HUL really is. I sort of realized that this organization and this stream can fulfill what I'm looking for, and that's how things fell into place. Yeah.
Right. I think that's been one culmination point for all of us. We've come from different backgrounds with work experiences in COVID years somehow, and then landed to foundation school. So for the both of you, I think what made you apply and what were your expectations? Because we didn't even start our MBA journeys back then, and we just decided to jump into it. So Khushboo, if you want to take this.
So I'll tell you, I still remember that my deadline for submitting IIM Bangalore ka SOP that we are supposed to submit and the foundation school form that we are supposed to fill was the same day. And I was very skeptical that should I invest 1.5 hours of my time in this. And the reason that I finally gave to convince myself was that B school to jana hi hai, because I had a good percentile. I was sure that I'm going to join this year. And I was very intimidated. I was really nervous about the idea that all these people from different walks of life will meet you in a B school. How will I cope? How will I adjust? So if not anything, it will serve as a trailer to my B school journey. That was my reason for applying. Once I came here, I got to meet everyone. It was a great experience. Everyone was super friendly. We worked on these projects together, huddled together. And at the end, when we presented, my team did really well, and it gave me a lot of confidence, I would say. So after that, after 1 or 2 weeks after that, when I finally joined IIM Ahmedabad, I was much more confident, much less nervous, I would say, because I had gone through something that was like a black box to me, and I had met all these people and put names to, unknown things.
As B school aspirants, I was enrolled to a coaching institute where I was preparing with fellow MBA aspirants. I felt all of us had a very similar CV, a similar walk of life we came from, similar social work points, internships, PORs, etc. So I thought this is one good opportunity for myself. I can set myself apart from others and have a head start in terms of starting my MBA journey. I think these were two reasons why I really took this opportunity and filled that application form, that 1.5 hour long application form, very seriously, and went ahead with my journey.
Adding on to that, it was like a 3-day workshop where food and stay and everything was arranged by HUL. So there was nothing to lose. I was very open to exploring, and as you all said, we were not very clear about within management which domain we want to go to, right? So if not anything, it would give us an exposure to what this particular domain looks like. Either you can walk away with an understanding that, okay, this is something I love, I definitely want to do, or you can go home with an understanding that this is not for me. Either way, it was a win-win situation. So that was my reason for just going ahead for it. Yeah, sounds like a fun experience. Any fun anecdotes you all have from the time we spent there?
So one of the really interesting exercises that we did during the foundation school, if you remember, was the group case study thing that we had to do, right? When I was coming to the foundation school, I was very apprehensive about, how the people are going to look at a lawyer coming to do an MBA. So that part was really intriguing. And then when we were divided into different teams, in my team, there was somebody from the IT background, somebody from the finance background. You had less than 24 hours to solve a business problem. So getting everyone on the same page, making everyone feel valued about their opinions, incorporating everything, and then presenting a solution in a short span of time was a tricky task. I still remember, while we were halfway through the project, some teams were still fighting about the color scheme of their slides. So I think that was one very interesting anecdote for me. And second thing that really stood out for me during the foundation school was the talks that we had with a lot of senior executives at HUL. Plus, we were free to roam around in the HUL campus and speak with whoever we want. So when you were interacting with all these people, there was in general a sense of positivity around in the organization, I think, which was really motivating. And second was that a lot of people in HUL were people with 10 years or more than 10 years of experience. So that also felt very comforting, because in an organization like HUL, people sticking for so long means that they get that kind of dynamic work environment where they're learning every day and they're involved in new roles as they progress. So I think these few things were like the key takeaways for me from the foundation school.
The case study that you mentioned about, I remember that product also that was given to us was like a shampoo bar and something that nobody from my team at least had ever heard of. And we had to do market sizing, create consumer personas, select the target audience, all within like 24 hours with these new people. So it was a lot of thinking on the toes and very fast thinking and quickly putting something together. This is something that at least I had never done before in my life. But once you get into a B school, you realize this is something you're doing every second week, right? So this was like a preview of what a B school life will look like. Within 24 hours, you're just putting together case studies for a new project. We're making big business cases, we're market sizing, selecting TG. And everything has to be, because the B school life is very, very fast paced. So this was like a snippet into that. And this presentation was actually done to brand managers of, actual these big brands, and they were the ones evaluating. And while we were not perfect at that point, none of them said that to us, and they were very, very supportive. They gave very constructive feedback. And it was also round 0 of the Lime, which is this flagship marketing case competition of HUL. It was stage 0 of that. So my team was one of the teams to get through.
You made it to the semi-finals?
Yeah, I made it to the semi-finals directly. So when they come for the campus rounds, which is like this very tough competition to get out of, I was able to bypass all of that and I directly came to the HO for the semi-finals during Lime.
I think on a similar note, case competitions were a direct entry for us. We could directly apply for and get fast track to the interview round for SIPs as well.
While the 3 days at the foundation school were really interesting and engaging for all of us, what impact did the foundation school have on your B school journey?
I think I'll go first. So Indian B schools, as we all know, is a roller coaster, and especially trimester 1 is like a true baptism with fire. So with the academic rigor that we have, there's committee selections, there's extracurriculars, and to top it all, there's placements, summer internship. For our audience, I think the process looks like there's an initial CV shortlisting, post which you give online tests, which differ from company to company. Then you give GDs, you give multiple rounds of interviews to then land at a company, which again, there's no selection where you can make a choice, oh, this is the company that I want to go to. It's based on what the process is lined up like. In this scenario of rigor, I think what foundation school did for me was, for all of us in fact, was fast-tracked us directly to the interview process of ULIP, which is the internship program for HUL, which was just a round away from getting a final internship. So I think that took off so much load from my head, and it helped me focus on other important aspects as well at B school, where I could focus on academics, I could involve myself in extracurriculars. I was more confident about the process because I always knew, okay, there is something waiting for me and something is in the works. So I think, yes, it was helpful that way for me.
The first term rigor that you spoke about, Kushagra, that reminds me, in IMA we have this saying, no, that if you can survive the first term of IMA, you can survive everything in life. I think it was Raghuram Rajan who had quoted that. Everything you said, agree, totally agree. It's a lot of things going on at the same time. And I feel these 3 days you are exposed to what an actual process for an entry into HUL or any other company for that matter looks like. So that fast tracking gives you a lot of assurance to focus on different things in life, and also it instills you with a lot of confidence in yourself that you can get through the process of any company. If you can make it so far in a company like HUL, then you can go through the process of other companies also if you're interested in other domains. So that confidence in yourself actually was, I think, the most important thing for me, because with so much going around, it is very easy to doubt yourself, and I think that is one thing that you really need to keep in mind.
For me, the foundation school busted quite a few myths which are very common at B schools, right? So, being a lawyer, when I went to IIM Ahmedabad, you had a lot of rumors that go around the campus. Things like HUL gives a preference to freshers, They do not like people with a lot of work experience. Or even if you have work experience, they look out for people with relevant work experience. So those things discourage you to apply to a company like HUL, right? And in my case, I already knew, okay, that all of that is not true. And the foundation school sort of told me that no matter what background you're coming from, if you have that fire in you, HUL is interested in you as a candidate. So that sort of like really helped me through the placement process, because there is a lot of calculation that people do during the placement process, right? You have to know which companies that you want to go all out for. You have to prioritize the order and all. So in that situation, the foundation school sort of gave me the confidence to go for HUL all out, because that is the company that I decided to be with. So yeah, I think that was quite helpful for me.
And it's funny how the three of us have non-relevant work ex, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
None of us have had similar work ex, and the three of us are still here. So I think you did make a point with that.
Yes. So after the foundation school, Khushboo, like what has been your journey with Unilever like, and where do you see it going for the next 2 years?
So after foundation school, I decided to intern with Unilever, and I'll be very honest, up until my internship also, I was not very sure. I was coming in with the mindset that this is a domain that excites me.
Right.
Let us go in, see how it works out. If it doesn't work out, then there's always final placement to look forward to.
Right.
So when I came here, I think ULIP, the internship, is what sealed the deal for me. I was working with the Ponds team, which was this nostalgic brand for me, doing all these new things. I had a great team, a great manager to work with. He exposed me to a lot of different things. I did a lot of consumer connect, spoke to around 50-60 consumers during the course of my internship. Went for an ad shoot, saw that entire planning and all of that happens behind marketing. Was thankfully offered a PPO at the end of my internship, and I decided to take it. And during my finals also, although I was offered with a choice of going somewhere else, I was pretty sure that I would like to come back here and continue my journey. It has been 1 year of the UFLP program. I've done different stints, starting from a sales and marketing or sales stint from Tamil Nadu. I'm from Rajasthan, so it has been a journey of trying to learn Tamil and sales and marketing and a lot of different things. Currently, my brand stint with Lakme team is also going really well. Within the next 1 or 2 months, I think I will be joining my full-time sales role. And really excited, really looking forward to it, to becoming an area manager and managing a team of people.
How fluent are you with Tamil now?
I know the numbers. I can tell you.
Numbers for an A7 is important, yes.
Rend, moon, R, all that I know.
Great. I think similar journey. For me, what foundation school did, again, bringing back the older point, is reinforce my belief in HR as a function. Because I really didn't believe that HR is more than a support function.
Oh, then what did you think HR was?
I think we all know we make rangolis for a living, so that's that. But on a serious note, I think it really enforced my belief that HR does have a seat at table. It contributes strategically to every business decision that has to be made, and I've seen that happen through my ULIP, through my UFLP journey. I think that was one belief that FS enforced for me, reinforced for me, because then I went into my MBA program, DHR specialization that I had to do, with a more open and clear mind that okay, I can do this, this is interesting. I think the 2 years going forward don't look so bad as I was expecting it to be. And going forward, ULIP happened. It strengthened my belief to around, let's say, 80%. And then finally, I think the last nail in the coffin was when I got the PPO. I was very glad to come back to HUL and then do my UFLP stint. I think again it differs for us, where you all have longer stints, you all spend 2 to 3 months in a stint. I have been, this is my 8th or 9th stint currently. So I have done more frequent rotations. I started out with a factory at Haridwar. I came back to do partnering roles, partnered finance. Right now I'm partnering global B&W. I went on to do expertise roles. I've done rewards. I did digital. I did org effectiveness. So I think that breadth of expertise that HUL allows, especially for HR UFLPs, has been amazing. Every project up until now has given me a different point of view to look at the organization, to deal with real world business problems. And I think it's only upwards and onwards from here. And yeah, that's been my journey.
So my journey has also been very similar to Khushboo's, right? After the foundation school, I took up the internship opportunity at HUL, and I came with a very open mind. I wasn't fixated on, this is exactly what I wanted to do, right? As much as HUL was evaluating me, I was also evaluating HUL and marketing as a domain about whether I want to build a career in this. But yeah, the 2-month internship turned out to be a phenomenal experience. I had a brilliant tutor. I was working with on a project with HULX. I traveled to almost 10 different cities across India, interacting with people, with consumers, visiting their homes and trying to understand why do they drink Horlicks and why do they not drink Horlicks, or their entire perception around health food drinks, as we call it. So yeah, the internship experience turned out to be great, and then HUL offered me a PPO. I accepted the PPO, and now I've been living my UFLP journey for the past 1 year. So another good takeaway of the foundation school was the buddies and the mentors that were assigned to us. So in our year after the foundation school, HUL mapped one young manager in the company and a senior manager company to each of us. And that person was on our contact list throughout the 2-year MBA program.
Okay, so guys, let's just wrap it up. If you guys have any one advice that you would like to give to future B school aspirants or people who are entering this year that you wish you would have received when you were at that stage.
So I'll give a very practical advice. Generally, the assumption or the impression that people have is that when you're going to a B school, you can try your hands at all different domains that are possible. For example, you can try your hands at sales and marketing, finance, supply chain, etc. and then make a call on what is it that you really want to pursue. That is not the case entirely. 4 months, 5 months into the B school, you start applying for your internships, right? So it is very important that when you come into a B school, come with an open mind, but have a clear inclination about why and you're doing this MBA program and what is it that you want to achieve out of it.
Okay, so guys, the foundation school applications are open. It is a great chance to learn, to interact with a lot of senior leadership people, to have a good time in general, and also to fast track a spot in the Unilever internship program, be it in the function of HR, sales and marketing, or finance, depending on what you're interested in. So go ahead and apply.